Hello YouTube, it is me, Maxter, and I am proud to announce a new series today. Yes, you heard that right. And in this series, we're going to be exploring the creative process that drives much of the Minecraft modding community. As the modpack author of My Knight, Rexit, and notable others, I will talk about my experience developing packs in addition to interviewing notable members of the community on their insights. For this episode, we're going to interview Talonos, the lead pack welder for Technic of Techit and Hexit fame, and talk about his now official pack Blightfall and his views on the modding community. Let's begin the interview. Hello, I'm here with Talonos, the creator of the popular questing-based mod pack Blightfall, which was released as an official Technic pack a few months ago. Say hi.
Hello, this is Talonos.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how exactly you came to be involved with the Minecraft modding community?
I'm a graduate student at a university called Brigham Young University out in Provo, and we're actually receiving industry mentorship from Blizzard Entertainment. We had somebody by the name of Johnny Ebert, who was one of the design leads for Heroes of the Storm and Heart of the Swarm. He came out, and I'm in a CS program, and I asked him, how is it that you practice your design skills without getting bogged down coding things instead?
Mhm.
I mentioned that I had tried to put together several games in the past, but every time, like, I design something out, but I don't really get to test it because it just takes so much effort to program something all by yourself.
Right.
And he said that in today's game industry, because so many games have different modding tools, that he recommended that rather than trying to start a game from scratch, he said either put together a mod or a mod pack. And actually, earlier that day, I had seen the competition for Feed the Beasts Jam Packed, and I thought to myself, oh, if only I had the time. Well, now suddenly somebody from Blizzard Entertainment is saying if you want to practice your design skills so that you could get a design internship at Blizzard, you should be making mod packs. And so I said, well, no better time than now. And I cranked out the very first version of Blightfall in like a week of 16-hour days, just as fast as I could.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
It
So
was pretty unbalanced back then. There were a lot of things, like I hadn't fully explored all the mods, but hey, I submitted it to Jam Packed, so there was that at least.
yeah, I mean, yeah, congratulations on that. What do you think? Lots of tools like Mind Tweaker and Hardcore Questing Mode have come out in recent months or in the past few years, and we've seen mod packs like Blightfall and others. And you were working on Blightfall for a while, if I remember. But
Yep.
what do you think made all these mods kind of? What do you think inspired that moment?
I think at its core, Minecraft is a construction game, but different people enjoy constructing different things. Some people will build buildings, other people will build gameplay experiences. I think that in a way, all of the things like hardcore questing mode and Mind Tweaker come out of the same desire to create that motivated Minecraft itself. Only we're creating on a different level, one level higher. Rather than creating within an experience, we are creating the experience. But you give something like Minecraft to a group of developers, and they're going to want to push the boundaries, to tweak things that weren't meant to be tweaked. And I think that that's just the next logical step is tools such as MindTweaker.
Yeah, I think you definitely see that. If you look, I mean, back in what 2012, we had packs like Tekkit Classic, and while they had their theme and stuff, they were more of kind of a bundle mod style than really their own distinct personality. And you look at something like Blightfall, and that's like an entirely kind of new game almost on top of Minecraft. So,
Mhm.
do you think that these kind of packs with their own distinctive plot, custom mechanics, and carefully crafted map? At one point, do you think that the community kind of agreed that this was the way that this was kind of the follow up to adventure maps, I guess?
Still hasn't. The big issue is that when you're on the internet and you're looking at reviews and things like that, there are some things that will look like they're massively popular. For example, Agrarian Skies or Blightfall or things like that. But it's only popular within the small vocal group of people that enjoy those sorts of maps who are also hang out on the internet in IRC chat rooms, on message boards, and things like that. If you actually look at the demographics of Technic, Blightfall is by far the smallest currently still supported pack. Like even Hexit has a larger user base than Blightfall right now. The silent masses actually still prefer the bundle of mod styles packs, and there's still a long way for adventure maps such as Blightfall to go.
I guess, yeah, as a mod pack creator myself, I can understand that. I see, if you look on Technic trending right now, you're going to see a lot of pixel mod packs or kitchen sink style packs that, that's just what people like these days. But with all
Hmm.
these news outlets and media, glorifying Minecraft, well, just maybe rightly so, is this perfect educational game that, teaches kids STEM skills and inspires them to do that. Do you
Hmm.
think in the near future that the mainstream will kind of pick up on this modded community and all of the content creation that it's inspired?
Unfortunately, the mainstream is younger children. The largest Minecraft user base is people under the age of like 15 or so, and because of that, I think that modded Minecraft is going to be difficult for them to pick up, and especially quest packs such as Blightfall or Agrarian Skies or things like that, because they change so much of the normal Minecraft paradigm. I think that a lot of younger users play it for a bit, realize things aren't how they expect, and then they get fed up and go seek something else. If we want to target the main Minecraft demographic with adventure maps, honestly, I think that the best way to do it would be through academic and educational institutions. Teachers love mod packs because it gives them the flexibility to be able to set up classroom experiences within their own small paradigm.
Hmm.
And if children look and they see the development tools that are being used by their teachers, they might say, "Hey, I wonder if I could put together my own X." That I think is the way that I could think of that would make that likely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think, though you mentioned, yeah, that the core community that hangs out in IRC and the kind of, that plays all these HQM packs, lots
You
of
guys know who you are.
yeah, lots of Blightfall was developed kind of in the open, because how long were you working on Blightfall?
I worked on Blightfall, I think, for 10 months before it was released.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was on the Minecraft forums, it was on Technic, before it became a launcher included pack. So what was it kind of like to get that community feedback as you were developing, and how did that play into it?
This goes out to all of the aspiring designers out there. The number one advice that I could give you is listen to playtest feedback. There are a lot of both mods and indie games that I've seen kind of go under because the designers are so sure that they're right that they ignore it when people say this is not fun. It was like an incredible experience to be able to work not only with some of the less educated people on the Minecraft forums who just give their own gut experience, but also more
Hmm.
educated designers such as the people in the Technic group who are able to pinpoint and say people are finding this part not fun and you ought to change it. Being exposed to that much feedback really helped me learn a lot as a designer, and Blightfall wouldn't be where it was without both the industrial support from Technic and the community support from the Minecraft forum thread that I had.
Huh. So when you talk about feedback, the diversity of feedback you have from, the types of people who might browse the Minecraft forums casually and, the people on the Technic team, what was it like? Because you're one of the few people that, use Technic as a platform, and still use it for your kind of creation. Because we've seen, I think in the last few years after the controversy, it seems to be lots of these HQM based packs have been popular on FTB. So
Mhm.
what was it like to kind of, I guess, bring that to the Technic community?
It was quite exciting. So I'm not sure if you heard how I got recruited by Technic, but I released my HQM pack. It ended up becoming trending just for a couple of weeks, and Canvox picked it up, played it, and said, "This is filling a hole that is currently missing in Technic's roster," because Technic didn't have any official HQM packs at that point, and they wanted to
Hmm.
branch more into that space. So, I mean, as you heard, like I originally entered it into the Jam Packed competition. I tried the whole Feed the Beast thing, and I found Technic to be a very open and welcoming platform because I had content that they didn't. That being said, most of the people who played Blightfall were familiar with HQM packs, and so I feel as though I already had an in because of some of the other great names like Jaded Cat who had already paved the way for this style of play. That being said, I've also found some hard some hard spots in my transition to Technic, because when I'm with Technic, because they have a very different user base than Feed the Beast does, they cater more towards younger audiences who
Right.
like kitchen sink mod packs. I mean, I'm not getting a proportionate share of the Technic user base. As I said, I'm one of the smaller packs.
Yeah. Well, still, I think it was really cool. I mean, I saw Blightfall personally when it was still up as a community pack, and it was kind of like spotting a diamond in the rough. It was like, whoa, what's this? And here we all are a few months later.
Mhm.
What was it like when you were on the Technic platform? Do you think you kind of found any? You mentioned, yeah, the FTB people and the people familiar with HQM packs obviously will play it, but what were any notable kind of community interactions you think you might have had from the probably larger install base the Technic has because of its platform aspect?
Interesting community interactions. Let me think about that.
Like someone commenting maybe, hey, like I've played lots of Pixelmon, I played lots of kitchen sink packs. This is like, whoa, this is really different, like something like that.
Of course, there are all the false bug reports that you get where people say, I can't craft a wooden pickaxe, this pack is broken,
Oh,
please
we
fix.
all know that. Yeah.
I
If
would say that that would be the most common sort of response from the community. Some people reported good bugs. There's been a lot of activity on the talk page for Blightfall that I haven't really followed. You learn a lot about different graphics cards drivers and all the different ways that things can go wrong, where you just look at a bug report and shrug and say, I don't know, it works on my machine. I mean, it's always kind of difficult. I can't think of any major community interactions that have stood out, however.
Yeah, I mean that happens. Yeah, like I used to be pretty heavily involved in mod packs, and you'd always get those graphics drivers or out of memory issues that just come a dime a dozen. But yeah, when Blightfall got picked up as an official pack, and you were part of the Technic team now, what was that like? Like, that
Oh,
sounds
it
pretty
was
interesting.
absolutely amazing. First off, Canvox is a freaking ninja. Like he can code like no other.
Yeah.
It's amazing what he could do. And being able to like at first I was kind of tentative. I had these little requests that it's like, hey, do you think that you could fix this? Hey, do you think that you could add this? And then later on, like I was able to say, hey, Canvox, HQM is broken and it needs to be fixed. And he's like, sure, let me do some bytecode injection dealy that will fix this thing. And it's just like amazing due to the way that core mods work. Like you can take stuff that's broken in closed source mods, and if you've got a ninja like Canvox, they can be fixed. And I think that out of anything else, that's what I appreciated most about the Technic support, is that things that were previously irreparably broken could get fixed. For example, there was an HQM bug that made it so that under certain fairly common conditions, if you were in a party, it would regularly, every time you log out, wipe out all the quest data.
Ooh.
Canvox fixed it. There was an issue in which Thalmcraft would convert sand into tainted soil, and then when it was healed, the tainted soil would turn into dirt blocks, which made it so that taint was a way of like terraforming deserts into plains, which obviously wasn't what I wanted in a Blightfall pack. And
Right.
Canva fixed that. Like, I mean, there are all sorts of things that without him, Blightfall would not be as polished as it is now.
Hmm. So yeah, you mentioned bugs and stuff, but as it was picked up by Technic, I think it was a few months in between that and when it was officially released. And obviously, you have the art assets and all the fancy promotional stuff. Did any of this kind of like the changes that you and Canvox worked on, did that actually maybe affect the vision of your pack, or maybe like make change it for you?
Everybody in the Technic team was very highly respectful of my vision. When I said this is the direction that I want Blightfall to go, everybody was on board saying, how can we support this? The vision changed a little just because like I needed to tone some things down when I realized how young Technic's user base was,
Hmm.
but they didn't require that I change anything core at all. And everything that changed came about because I thought that it was a good idea based on the additional information that I had. They were super respectful. Blightfall. One of the things that was changed, for instance, was when you die, you now keep your stuff, where in the development versions you didn't.
Hmm.
The reason for that is that we talked about it and we found out that in normal Minecraft, if you go and you get killed, then this thing that killed you will have probably despawned by the time you go back to get your stuff.
Right.
In Blightfall, if you die to something, it's probably because it was a pre-placed NPC that would not despawn naturally, meaning all of your stuff is now guarded by whatever was powerful enough to kill you while you had your best
You're
equipment.
not getting it back, yeah.
That's no fun at all.
Yeah.
And when that was pointed out, it's like, well, okay, I kind of had this idea for like, a really hard pack, but this isn't hard. This is punitive and unfun. So we changed it. So yeah, I mean, the vision can change slightly, but they didn't require that I drastically restructure Blightfall.
Huh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine right now what a super hardcore Blightfall would be like. What do you think? What do you think's next for Technic, and what's next for you as a modpack author? New pack, something else, something secret?
I am working on a new pack. I kind of subscribe to sort of the Riot Games philosophy of don't announce something until you are as sure as possible that it will be released, lest you disappoint people.
That makes
Like
sense.
anybody who's played League of Legends knows how sad it is that Magma Chamber went under, or Aurelia or Aeon Shin turned into Aurelion Sol, or stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I really don't want to give this is what I am doing next.
Okay.
Maybe I will leak one screenshot to you just as thanks for this interview, but you aren't going to get much more context than the screenshot itself. Um, Beyond that, I know that Scully is currently working on a pack that is going to be very well received based on the number of requests that we've had for that pack. I know that Caker Mix is working on some platform things. SCT is also working on making the platform more reliable. I really don't know what direction Technic's going to go. It'll be exciting to find out.
Yeah, I mean, the last few months alone have been insane. I mean, just the last year with Technic adapting to their new platform that they've made a lot better. I'm pretty
Mhm.
excited to see where that goes, and I can't wait to see what you do next, whether it's HQM, whether it's something else. Thanks for coming on to be interviewed, and thanks for your feedback and your responses.
No problem. Have an excellent day. Thank you.
Thanks, you too.